Hey guys, I just got back from watching Superman 2025, and I'll just tell you right now, I really like the movie. Um, it seems like this movie has been like I don't know, just like half of the people like it and half the people hate it. At least the people that I follow. But I think if you like it, you like it. If you hate it, hey, I can see why you hate it. Um, um, I'll tell you right now, like the movie feels a little bit like bloated. There's a lot of characters in here for a first movie of your whole franchise. Like I felt like this movie was maybe like the third or fourth movie because you don't really get any like all these characters they all know each other like Superman, Green Lantern, Hawk Girl, Mr. Terrific, Lois Lane and Clark Kent, Jimmy Olsen. There's no introductions at all. These guys already know each other in the movie, which I found it like really interesting because I'm like, okay, we're just gonna skip through the whole like origins. I'm like, I get skipping through the origins, right? It's like if you want to see an origin movie, go see like the Man of Steel or go see the original Christopher Reeves one. So I was like, I kind of get that. Okay, we'll skip the origin story. Um, and I guess they also skipped the introduction to all these characters because I would really have loved to see them meet for the first time. And Superman meets like when he meets up with Green Lantern for the first time. Um, they're just like you know they're just like talking to each other as if they know each other already. They kind of like give each other well not Clark but Green Lantern. He gives him like a little bit of an answer. He's like yeah whatever man, and then it's like, oh, okay, so they already know each other, and same thing with Mr. Terrific. But I thought that was kind of cool because they're already friends. They're already these super friends. You know what I mean? And I really like that. Um, I liked how they added Crypto. I mean, Crypto. We always heard about Crypto. We've seen him in the TV shows, and I think he even had his own like CGI animated TV show. Um, and one thing I like about this movie is that like Superman's like situation is like kind of relatable. It's like more like I guess like humanified if that's even a word. More than the Man of Steel, obviously, because Man of Steel is it was made to be like an epic. You know what I mean? And it was supposed to be made to be like very serious. There's not really that much funny parts in it. There's like funny lines, but overall it's about the Superman. His origin story. You see it back on Krypton, and it's just this somber music as it's being destroyed, and then even just like times when he's just like thinking about his dad and just like learning to fly, and he's getting lectured by the words of that AI ghost of his dad. And that was the tone that Zack Snyder chose for Man of Steel, and this is like the complete opposite. This is more like campy, it's more fun. Uh, Clark, as you can tell, he isn't that like skilled in being Superman. And there definitely isn't that much like city destruction by Superman like in Man of Steel, because Man of Steel went just like overboard. Even in the the Battle of Smallville in Man of Steel with just a couple of supers. Um, it was a lot of destruction going on in there. Like he's destroying like railways, he's destroying these giant. I'm pretty sure they're like giant granaries, but for some reason they explode. And he destroys an IHOP and just like a bunch of like smaller buildings. And I guess that was just to show how like what it would be like if these like brawlers just went at it. But this one definitely felt more like the animated series where they try to avoid all that stuff. Um, Lex Luthor was great. Um, he definitely looks the part, but he's like, especially in that one scene that I've seen. It was when Superman bursts through his office and then just like yells at him, And then Lex obviously is not intimidated by him because he hates him, and he stands up and he just goes toe to toe with his. He's just like stares him straight in the face, and he's like, I have no idea what the hell you're talking about, man. Nice and calm and everything, but Superman is just like really emotional. I'm like, yes, that right there. That's Lex. But as you get later on onto the movie, he kind of gets like, just as emotional as Superman, and that part was like, okay, I don't think he would really act like that, but whatever. This is a different. James Gunn, you do your thing, man. You lay your characters out and just make them good. I do like what's his name? The Green Lantern, Mr. Terrific, Hawk Girl, and those are like his allies. And the bad guys, the super villain bad guys, are Ultraman and the Engineer, I think, or just Engineer. I'm not too familiar with Engineer or the Engineer. Um, she has like, I'm not sure. And then there's one point where she kind of got damaged, and I'm like, is she like a machine, or is she like a person with these powers? I'm not sure about her, but they're all cool. And yeah, they even have like a lot of twists and turns with these characters, and reveals. And I thought it was cool because like I didn't think that anybody would ever like people online would, because I'm watching like a week later. I thought that people would already like spoil some of the stuff, but I'm surprised that they didn't. And you get some scenes with Clark and the gang. You have Clark Kent, Jimmy Olsen, and Lois Lane. They even have all their scenes in there, like with all of them together. And Jimmy Olsen surprisingly plays like he has like a lot of scenes in this, more than I would think that he would have, and definitely more than Zack Snyder's. If you've seen that. Yeah. So, and there's also some stuff that happens in the movie that you think that they're just gonna say like some reveal that's like, nah, it's a lie. They're gonna like say that that's not true or whatever. But I mean, just the way that the execution of some of this stuff, I don't want to spoil anything for you guys, but some of the execution, I'll tell you, I'll give you a hint. It's when Lex reveals something to, or tells the city something about Superman, and that part I thought it was a little bit odd, just the execution of it. And yeah, I think that's it for that. I mean, I think so far everybody did a great job for this more lighthearted, more fun Superman, and it really was like there was a lot of like jokes and like light humor in this sprinkled throughout the whole thing. Some of it didn't really hit. Some of them was just like awkward, and like not that many people were like laughing in the theaters. Like, it's like, what's going on here? I was like, okay, so what the hell? Like there's this one scene where Superman is feeling a little bit down about something they just found out, and he's talking to Lois, and in the background you see basically from the first poster, like the first reveal of Superman. It was like when he's like in that chair, and there's that thing in the background. That is in the movie. It's not just some random thing made up from post production or whatever. No, that's in the movie, and it's that monster in the background, and you have the Justice Gang fighting them like in the background, and it's so funny because you can tell that it was made, like it was added to the scene to be kind of like be like funny in the background, but it was just like kind of fell flat. I'm like it's not funny. Like nobody else is laughing. No one's even laughing in the movie. So I'm just like, huh. And yeah, they're just like fighting in the background, and Lois is like, don't you want to help him? He's like, nah, they got it. It's just some interdimensional jellyfish thing they got it handled. And then you just see them in the background just like fighting them and stuff. And I don't know. It's just alright. That part was like the only one that didn't really work. Everything else just worked. Crypto is funny as hell. If you have any experience with like any dogs that like haven't really been trained, they're not really violent, but they're just like kind of like all over the place, then you will definitely relate to Crypto. And Crypto's so funny. I just love Crypto. It's just really cool to finally see him in like a live action movie. Um, yeah, man. Like, I really don't want to spoil anything else, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. Um, my recommendation is just go watch it if you want to see some just like silly fun, just like a popcorn movie. I really don't know if they're going to expand more on some of the stuff that we're like, what, you know? Um, there's just like a little bit confusing. Like I really don't want to spoil stuff. Like I said, like Lex told, because Lex told he got on the I got like the news, like if he was on like Jimmy Fallon or something, and he was like, oh look, I just found this about Superman, and he tells everybody, and then it's like, what? I was like, are we gonna? Is that real? Because that the execution of that was like a little bit strange, and then some of the superheroes and supervillains, like, are we gonna expand on them? Are they gonna get like their own movies? I would really prefer these guys getting their own movies, but chances are, because they might or might not, because James Gunn did say that he does plan on making TV shows for his universe and have them crossed over and stuff with the movies. So, I mean, if they get their own TV show, it will like have more hours to expanding their story and stuff, but at a lower quality compared to like making actual movies, you know? Because it would be really cool to have like the next 10 years of just like only movies of all these characters. Hawker was really cool. She like nailed her part, but she had very few lines, Her action scenes were really cool. Um, I'm actually surprised that they chose Hawk Girl instead of Hawk Man, from what I hear. But I think they're both like equally as important characters to the DCU. So I really hope they make it like a Hawk Girl movie. Definitely a Mr. Terrific. Mr. Terrific just stole the show. He's so cool, and even though he's like super serious, he has some funny lines. I want to see that. Obviously, Green Lantern, and he even mentioned like Green Lantern. He even mentioned in the movie about like, the Green Lantern Corps, how he's supposed to be this, um, this sector's protector and stuff. And there was one part where they go like him and Superman go toe to toe, and he was like, "Yo, bro, like, yo, chill." And then it looked like they're about to fight, and Green Lantern, like he can actually go toe to toe with Superman. Especially, I think he can even beat this Superman because he looks older and more experienced in fighting and stuff, and he just has this kind of like a silverback aura. You know what I mean? Like more. And Clark he seems very young, and or younger and inexperienced with this whole thing. Oh, we also get to see the Fortress of Solitude. I thought that was really cool. Um, that's in the beginning of the movie, and I mentioned it last. But yeah, and I remember like Superman does have these robots, and I really like the robots. I really like the robot, although he calls them Superman robots. We only get to see like one room out of the whole fortress. It's like the living room. Like we don't get to go anywhere else. But at least we got there, right? Um, think that's about it. All right, guys. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. Um, that's my review. Go watch the movie, and I'll see you guys next time.